All right. So this is our life coach training Q&A. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to go tonight and just give you all a safe space to ask questions and let whatever needs to come up around getting started as a life coach, or if you're thinking about joining our life coach training program, which starts this October. But before we start into the Q&A, something that you'll all learn about me is before I lead any type of like call or session or workshop, I would just like to start with like a quick little meditation to just clear our mind, get present in our body, and then we can really get the most out of the session. So let's just go ahead. Hopefully everyone's in a spot. I don't think anybody's driving right now. If you're driving, don't close your eyes, but let's just have everyone go ahead and close your eyes and place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths here. In through your nose. Back out through your mouth. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Long, slow, deep inhales to get the body and mind to start to relax and open up. Relax the body with each exhale. And I want you to think of your intention of why you showed up here to the call and what you want to walk away with today. So setting intentions are incredibly powerful, and you're basically asking your higher power, asking the universe for whatever it is that you want to create in your coaching business. And you're allowing support in on a deeper level. Continue to relax the body, just letting everything go. Anything that happened earlier today or yesterday or this week, let's just go ahead and tuck it outside a door, imagining a door inside our mind and just putting all of that aside right now so we can be really focused for the next hour. And then anything that's going to happen later today after the call or tomorrow, also putting that out the door. You can always return back to these thoughts later, but giving yourself this gift to be really present for yourself and your coaching business for the next hour. And then I want you to practice trusting yourself. Trusting yourself that whatever you decide to do in your coaching journey, that it'll be the most perfect decision for you, and that you don't have to constantly go back and forth, but all you just need to do is to decide. And you are the CEO, you are the boss, you are the founder of your business. You get to call the shots. You know what works best for your life, you know what works best for your business. And today you get to start practicing trusting yourself and trusting your decisions moving forward. So step into that version of you that fully trusts herself and notice what that feels like inside your body right now. And when you're ready, start to come back into the room, dropping your hands by your side, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, opening and closing your eyes. Maybe you stretch your body a little bit. And just doing whatever feels good right now. Hopefully everyone feels a lot more relaxed and just present in your body. And now we can start the conversation. And I see that we have Linda joining us as well. Hi, Linda. Hopefully Linda's able to talk. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up, and whoever wants to jump in and start, you can. Actually, since we don't have a whole lot of people on here yet, let's just start with like quick introductions. So maybe just take like 1 to 2 minutes and tell us what city you're located in, what state, what country, and what type of coach you are. If you don't know yet, that's okay. If you know, you can say it. And then what led you to wanting to become a life coach? I know that's probably really hard to keep that all under 2 minutes, but so yeah, who wants to start by introducing? Actually, you know what? I'll start off. So some of you may not know me, some of you may know me, but so my name's Krista. I have been a professional life coach since 2016. Prior to that, I was a labor and delivery nurse of 5 years, and I knew that that was not my path in life, but I wanted to do it to make my parents proud. And then after getting fired and getting divorced, I realized I had a chance to start over again in life. And that's when I started working with my first life coach and was just absolutely amazed at the work she was doing with me. And I was like, can I do this too? Can I work with people and help to change their lives? And so that's after I started looking into it. That's when I joined my first coach training program back in 2017. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Getting that formal training gave me the confidence and skill set to go full time as a life coach and replace my nursing income, which I'm still so proud of to this day, because there was a point where I never thought I'd be able to leave my nursing career behind. And so now I'm based in St. Louis, Missouri, and I work with coaches all over the world. I also love to travel. I have a 2-year-old son named Lincoln. You'll probably see him on some of my videos. So I've been learning how to balance being a new mom and running a business. And I'm just absolutely obsessed with the life coaching industry. And then I recently started my own life coach training program last October, and we're getting ready to graduate the first set of students here. Actually, their last class is on this upcoming Tuesday. So it's been such a wild ride, seeing all of them, learning how to become coaches and just being able to support them in that process and getting certified and working towards their ICF credentials. So that's me. Who would like to go next?
I will go.
Okay, go ahead, Kathryn.
Okay, so a little about me. I am from Alabama. I am in the USA. The type of coach I want to be, I think that God has led me to being just a coach that helps people on their self-healing journey when it comes to them just being able to find their worth and know who they are. I'm sorry, y'all. My nephew, he kind of loud. So just helping people find their worth, and I guess it's kind of like on the healing journey. So I'm still figuring it out. Like I told y'all, I just got certified, and just trying to realize that that's the type of coach I think that I'm being led to being, just a coach that helps people elevate in their life and push them forth into just growth and maturity. Why I want to become that? Because of certain experiences in my life. I had to overcome, and I had a coach, and I still have a coach. So every coach needs a coach. And I feel like that is what motivates me to want to be a coach more. I didn't really think of it, while I was just not under a mentorship. But once I got under a mentorship, it kind of just pushed me to wanting my own, to wanting to, just help others come out of what they're in, mentoring others. And then also for another, just another finance, just another, I can't think of the word right now, just another income, because I am doing a 9 to 5. I also have my own lash business, so I am a entrepreneur already, but that's something that I want to add to it. I want to be able to help women find their worth, look beautiful, that too. I am a single mom. I have a 5-year-old. Her name is Destiny. What else? And that's pretty much it. That's my life.
Oh, amazing, Kathryn. Well, thank you for being here. And yeah, your lashes look absolutely fabulous in your picture. I was literally just thinking about starting to get my lashes done again. But I love that, like, you're already a business owner and entrepreneur, and you're like asking yourself, how can I bring coaching into how I'm already serving people? So yeah, we're so excited that you're here. Okay. Joy, do you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go next. Okay. I am a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 18. I've been blessed to have lived and traveled a lot of places. I lived in the Middle East for 20 years, and while living there, I had the opportunity to travel all over Africa. Um, I was an ambassador for a nonprofit organization. But I returned to the US in 2016 because my mother was ill. She's since passed away, but I decided to remain in the US, and I live in Georgia in the South. I have 2 children live in Georgia, 2 live in California, so I get to go back and forth quite a bit. I'm engaged to be married, and we're getting married in the summer. It's the second time around for both of us, but this is my forever love. I'm sure of that. I work a 9 to 5. I work for State Farm as a claims adjuster. But when I took the job, I knew that was just to keep the roof over my head. I know that's not what I'm meant to do. I've been playing around with a lot of different ideas as to what I should do with myself. I've just had such a colorful life and had so many experiences and met so many different people from all walks of life, from the least to the greatest, from heads of state to, the lady that works the makeup counter at the department store. But the one thing that seems to tie me to everything is that people always tell me I motivate them. I motivate them to be better in whatever they do. If you're selling makeup at the makeup counter, be your best at it. Be an example of what you're selling. Feel good about what you're doing, and always strive to be better. My youngest sister always tell me I can motivate the dead, even to be better. So, this is a new idea for me. I'm also writing a book, my memoir about my life and my journey, but I haven't gotten started on that either. A lot of little ideas and an outline on paper, but nothing tangible as yet. But I'm working on that. Because right now this is something I feel compelled to do. I'm hearing you talk about certification and all of that, and I've watched that. At the same time, you get mixed responses about the idea of being certified. Some life coaches say you need it, some say you don't. So I'm hoping that's something we'll go into a little deeper. Absolutely. So anyway, that's my life. I know that I motivate people. I like motivating people. I like people feeling like I'm somebody that's genuinely listening. Because sometimes people just need somebody to listen to them, and that I have a genuine concern. You have my undivided attention when I'm listening, and I want to turn that into something that will grow into something great, and also allow me to become self-sufficient, where I can let the 9 to 5 go and devote all my time and attention and energy to making this grow. So that's what I have to say.
Beautiful. Well, congrats on your engagement. And it sounds like you have lived many lives already in this lifetime and had so many beautiful experiences. And it, based off everything you're saying, it makes sense why you feel called to become a life coach, especially if you feel like you just are naturally able to help motivate people. So that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. And Liz, do you want to really quick just introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are?
Hey, I'm Liz. I'm on Krista's team. And I do kind of a lot of behind the scenes work. And I'll just add for you guys who are starting your journey, I started my journey doing what I do, which has a lot to do with data and strategy, and it's not super interesting. But I started my journey doing it 2 years ago because it was something I was crazy, madly passionate about, as you can tell from the tone of my voice when I talk about it. And I didn't believe that it could be a thing. I didn't believe it could be a thing. Somebody told me people would hire me for it, and I thought they were crazy. And I started offering my skills to people thinking that was insane. And my goal was I'm getting divorced right now. And my goal was to replace my husband's salary. I hadn't really worked for probably 10 years. And my goal was to replace my husband's salary doing this crazy job so I could still be at home with my kids. And this month is the first month I replaced my husband's salary.
What? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Liz.
Yeah. What I think is really truly amazing is I actually get to work. I work with a fair amount of different coaches, mostly doing in different, fields and stuff. And I get to be behind the scenes watching their businesses grow like crazy, and celebrating their wins. If you saw in the email, the like dancing video, that was me and Krista. And I really want you guys to know, like, beyond the talk, I live in the world of data and numbers and like YouTube strategy and all the things. It really does work. And even bigger, I find, again, from the data side. So when I hang out with my community, we're all strategists, and all that we talk about is how much business is changing, how much online is changing, how much more traffic is entering the system of people who want to do business this way, of how women businesses are evolving and changing and serving a new community. So I guess the thing that makes me super excited to be here for you guys is for you guys to really truly know, like, this kind of like wave is, and I see the numbers, like I see the data, and this wave is just like, it's just starting to climb. I think in some of the data I pulled, Krista, you can maybe remind me, weren't they saying it's going to be like a $2 billion industry, life coaching, coming up now? I think that was some of, I had pulled what those numbers are somewhere, but it's just starting, and it's just climbing, and more people are having, coming to this realization that really what they need is a coach to motivate them, as well as maybe your traditional therapist. So congratulations to you guys. You're starting at the right time. And that's all. I live in Canada, and there you go.
I was going to say, yes, Liz is in Canada. So I'm so grateful she's on my team, and she's been such a huge help with my YouTube videos, and now helping me with my email list as well. So, and congrats on your huge win, Liz. Like, so I understand that is such a big accomplishment to like go through such a big life transition. I've been through divorce as well. And to be like, you know what, I want to prove to the world that like, I don't need a man. I don't need to stay in a toxic relationship to be successful. I'm going to make it work on my own. And like, so by you setting that intention, like you're able to do it. It's incredible.
And like, you think like 19 months ago, you think there's no way like that you can start like and leave your 9 to 5 and, leave your job and all of those things. But man, you just keep, and all I've done is serve from passion. Like, that's truly all I've done every day is serve from passion, and it blows my mind. So you'll definitely do it. Like, if you're starting, trust me, you got this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm loving all the women and all the energy on this call tonight. This is amazing. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and open up the floor for questions. So I know, Joy, you already expressed a couple of questions coming up for you. So what's the first thing that you want to ask?
Well, I want to go back to the, she mentioned that she just received her certification. And then you made mention of ICF, and then your class moving on from that and acquiring their ICF credentials. So, and just the whole thing of certification, don't need certification. So what do you think about all of that? And just tell me all about it.
All the things. Yeah, absolutely. So as of right now, you might know or might not know, but the coaching world is unregulated. So what that means is that pretty much anybody out there can just call themselves a life coach, and you don't have to go through any type of formal training. So in some ways, it's cool that we have all this freedom and flexibility, but at the same time, what's happening is people, let me backtrack a little bit. When someone doesn't go through formal life coach training, we tend to think that, oh, it's just about telling people what to do. It's just giving people advice on how to live their life. And that's what I thought when I first started out as a coach. And I ran my business for a year on my own, which was really hard and difficult to do. I don't recommend doing it that way, but I didn't know that coach training programs existed at the time. But so what ends up happening is when you go through formal coach training, like you actually learn the skill set necessary to show up as a professional coach, how to structure a coaching session, the types of questions to ask, how to do active listening. There's really no advice giving at all in a life coaching session. And when we give our clients advice, it keeps them very lazy. It keeps them very stuck. And most coaches don't know that. And so the problem is when a coach isn't taking the time to get certified and trained, they're going out there, they're charging a lot of money, and then they don't know what they're doing. And then that can affect your confidence as well when your clients aren't getting good results. So for me, I made the decision early on that I was like, you know what, I'm a professional. I'm serious about me being a full-time life coach, so I don't have to go back, so I can retire early as a nurse because I didn't like being a nurse. And I was like, you know what, I need to get professional formal training and credentials behind my name if I'm going to make a lot of money doing this, and if people are going to take me seriously, and if I'm going to take myself seriously. So I always like to encourage every coach to explore, like, what does getting certified and getting ICF credentials mean for you? Because if it's not important for you, then I don't recommend going through a training, especially not through my training. So my training, it's a very intense program. It's an online 7-month program where we're meeting for 4 hours every week, 2 hours on Tuesday evenings or Thursday afternoons doing group coaching, and then 2 hours on Saturday doing coaching skills lab, and there's homework involved, and we have an in-person retreat. And it's just a very like hands-on program to give you like the most and best experience to get confident in your coaching skill set and learn everything there is with being a professional coach. So I'm going kind of off on a tangent here. I want to stop for a moment and just say, like, what are you hearing so far in all of this, Joy?
You mean in what you've just shared?
Yeah, what's standing out for you?
Well, I know here in the state of Georgia, when I started initially doing my little research, I saw that they do require to practice legally some kind of certification. So, yeah. So what you're saying agrees with what I'm finding, and my own personal concern, because, like you said, anyone can say that they're a coach and just start giving people advice. But my son is a social worker. And he works with veterans. He works for the Veterans Administration. And he talks all the time about the importance of credibility to the people that he works with, and their lives are in his hands, and he takes that very seriously. So I know we're not at that level as life coaches, but you do play a very serious role in somebody's life, their mental well-being, their emotional well-being. You could eventually become like a symbol of like what they strive to be in their lives. And so I know it's a fine line that you have to walk. And then how would I learn that fine line, and how do I learn not to cross it? And how do I make sure my clients don't cross it so that things stay above board and where they're supposed to be? So that's what's on my mind, but it ties into everything that you just said.
Yeah, I completely agree with what your son said. And, absolutely, when our clients hire us, they are fully trusting us as a professional, and they're going to be opening up and sharing their deepest fears in life, and they're going to be in a vulnerable place. And if we don't know how to hold space for someone and to guide them through, you know, some of their hardest life transitions, like that can really, that can really fuck someone up. Right.
Yeah.
And I know we're not doing brain surgery here, but yeah, absolutely. And that was like something that was important for me. I was like, if someone's going to work with me for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, I want them to know that I took the time to get actually trained, and I didn't just watch a video or just read a book and be like, okay, I'm a life coach, now you have to pay me $10,000. Like that didn't feel ethical for me. And so I wanted to take my training and education seriously. So I really knew how to support my clients and give them the best. I thought that they deserve that. And it kind of sounds like, Joy, you're in a similar mindset of where you feel that that credibility is important as a professional life coach.
It is. It's very important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then to answer your question, so how my program works is at the end of the 7 months, you'll graduate from my program and you'll get a certificate. So then you can officially start calling yourself a certified life coach at that point. And then some coaches might just stop there, because you don't have to get your ICF credentials. But if you want to go to that next level of credibility, which I do recommend, so what you would do is you could either go for your ACC or your PCC. So in my program, you have the opportunity to go for either one. The ACC is the first level, and then the PCC is the second level. I have my PCC. So what it stands for is Associate Certified Coach. That's ACC. The PCC is Professional Certified Coach. So how this works is after you graduate from my program, you get your certificate. Then you would need to either get 100 coaching hours to go for your ACC or 500 coaching hours for your PCC. And once you have those coaching hours met, you go over to the International Coaching Federation website, you apply for your accreditation or for your credentials, not accreditation, that's what I'm doing with my program. And then you would take an online exam. It used to be 300 questions. They've just updated it. So I think it's 175 online exam question, basically testing your knowledge around the core competencies. And that's, I cover all of that and address all of that in semester 1 in our program. And we do an exam prep as well to get you ready to take that test. And then after you pay your application fee, you apply, you pass your online exam, then you get your credentials after that. And then you can start putting your credentials behind your last name and tell the world, you know, I'm a credentialed coach, and get to have that credibility.
That's excellent. And you say your next course starts in October?
It does. Yep. Yep.
I think I need to sign up.
I think you do too. Liz, what did you want to add to that?
I was just going to say the thing that I find is different, and again, I am not a coach, but I spend many hours researching. So what I find how the customer sees it is there's like therapists and social workers. So in Canada, I actually took social work. Interpersonal communication is like my favorite thing in the whole world. I just do it now on like the internet level. So there's that. But then for coaches, certified versus non-certified, like non-certified coaches seem to, it's just kind of a different outlook that people seem to have on it. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, more like a friend that's cheering them on. So I find like, if you take those two extremes of like a friend that's cheering you on and a true therapist is doing like really deep training type work, those two things don't always seem to match what the customer's asking for on the internet. Like when I look at what people are saying and all the research I do, where a coach is really that person that's in the middle that really has the knowledge. And usually coaches have pretty specialized knowledge. Like you were talking about a lot of your life experience and being motivating. That feels like that would kind of be your specialized knowledge. And then what Krista does, and I get to see her work across videos and across many, many things. What Krista does is she teaches you how to speak and communicate to then create the transformation from what you know. So that would be like the speaking and the communicating is like more the therapist and social work side. Like they get taught how to do that. So in my working with Krista, getting to see how she applies her skill set to large groups of different people and different personalities, she really is taking the best of the motivating niche, who you are, like the Krista's very caring, giving all of this beautifulness. And then she teaches you how to speak and transform people. And I feel like that's like the bridge of certification. Did I communicate that well? See, I'm not a good communicator like Krista, but I just really find like that to me is like the catalytic difference. Like that's the tipping point that makes it worthwhile.
No, you communicated that very well. It's very helpful. Thank you.
And I do want to add to what Liz was saying too, is in our program, we really teach you to understand what is the difference between a therapist versus a consultant versus a mentor versus a teacher versus a coach. A lot of times we get those roles really confused. And then again, if you haven't received formal training, you're going to just, you might not be staying in the lane of a professional coach, and you're going to be doing all these other things. And that's going to be confusing for your clients. So that's like one of our first modules. We talk about really understanding, what is the true difference between all of those different roles, and making sure that people aren't practicing as therapists, because that's out of our scope of practice. So I'm really—
See how she communicated that so much better than I could already.
You're hilarious.
So Krista, in your course, then you prepare us for the test, the 300 question test that we would have to take on ICF.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, in semester 1, you get weekly video modules, and we'll go over all of the 8 ICF core competencies, which is what you'll get tested on. And that at the end of each module, there'll be a workbook, and then there's quiz questions. So that way, like I said, I believe in preparation, and there'll be no surprises, and you'll feel fully confident in applying for your credentials.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely. What other questions are coming up, either for you, Joy, or for you, Kathryn? Happy to answer.
Yes, ma'am. I'm coming, you all. My nephew's mom just came, so I do have some questions I'm going to ask in just a minute.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be here.
And I'll take another question while she's busy.
Yeah, go ahead, Joy.
I know people say I motivate them, but I think the one thing that I've been consistent with in my life that shocks people is that I don't have a problem starting over. I'm not afraid to start over. I mean, I've re-jump-started my life so many times in the course of raising my children. I was married for 20 years, and I got a divorce. Even since I've been back in America, I've been a bus driver. And after not driving a car at all for 20 years, I became a bus driver. So I don't know. I know that those kind of changes, those big life changing changes, require a lot of courage. And so the one thing that came to me after I watched one of your videos was that I want to help people find the courage to begin again, because that's what it takes to begin again. Because I know that's what, like, even with this, I know it takes a lot. It's going to take a lot of courage for me to put myself out there at that level, like that people that are looking to get paid for doing it. Something I've just been doing naturally pretty much all my adult life. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds incredible. I agree with you. Like you said, to start over, and most of us have gone through unexpected life events and big transitions. And when that happens, it does take so much courage and bravery to get through that. And just even starting a coaching business, right? I find that, I remember when I first started, I was used to showing up at the hospital and putting on my scrubs and delivering babies and getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. And then to think about all of a sudden, like, okay, so now I have to sit down in front of my computer and talk to someone on a video call, one-to-one, and they're going to pay me for this. And I was just like, people aren't going to pay me for this. This is crazy. And like, I just had so much fear that I had to work through, like so much money stuff came up for me that I didn't know existed. And just like, it was, I think becoming a life coach and starting an online coaching business was like the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. And there's just so much fear of the unknown. So I don't know if that answers your question of what you were saying, but I find joy that whether we're going through a big life transition or we're starting a coaching business, the more support you can have, the better. Like I said, having my first life coach to help me navigate all of that stuff was just priceless. I heard Kathryn saying that she's still working with a life coach, and she's found it so helpful. And so I think the more support and the more we can be in a positive, like-minded community, that is truly what is going to set us up for success. And that's why I'm at the point to where I'm at in my life coaching business, is because I was like, I can't do this alone. Like I can't get to the top alone. I need people who are smarter than me. I need people who've done this before to like show me the way. And I need people cheering me on each week. And it was kind of hard for my ego to admit that, but I'm so glad, like, that I made that decision. Like I said, let's support in on a deeper level. So yeah, I don't know what's coming up for you around that.
You did answer my question, because I told you I watched quite a few life coaches. And Liz even answered the question that I have written right here on mine, because I'm a note taker on my paper. And I said, my question is, isn't this a saturated market? But Liz spoke to that with the facts that she brought about, no, this is the time. This is the time to get in this field, this arena. I wouldn't want to become, to get involved in this. And there's one every 2 steps, there's another life coach. There's another life coach. I want to find something that sets me apart and makes me unique. But I have all those, those little nervousness in my stomach about even stepping into this. Like you said, a paycheck every 2 weeks, just to know that automatically there's going to be a paycheck in my bank account every 2 weeks that I can use to pay my bills. But I am living just to pay my bills. And I hate my job. I hate my job. And and I work from home, and it makes me run from my house. And when I first moved here, I loved my apartment. But when I started working in December for State Farm from home, it made me start to dislike my apartment, because I'm running from the job and the job is at home. So I'm like, oh my goodness. But just thinking about this, just researching this has helped me get through the day, because like on my breaks, I'm watching another video, or I'm researching something, or I'm watching something. So, which takes me to my next question. I know I'm rambling, but I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. But okay, so I've already made up my mind. I'm going to take your course in October. Okay. What do you recommend I busy myself with until your course in October towards preparing myself?
Well, I have excellent news for you, Joy. I'm one step ahead of you here. So, what we can do right after this call is I will send you an invoice to put down your contract, to put down your deposit. Normally it's a $500 deposit, but since you're on this call today, I'll take $250 off. So you would pay $250. What that's going to do is that's going to save your spot for the fall class. So you would officially be our 5th person signing up, because we already have 4 women signed up. And then that gives you instant access to my membership. I don't know if you've heard of my membership. It's called the Find Your First Paying Client membership.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's okay. So what happens is you get to be in that membership for free over the next 6 months. So that means you get monthly private coaching calls with me. So I'll be your private life coach right away. So you'll get that experience of having a coach. We also have group coaching calls. So you'll get to be with the other life coaching students and experience group coaching. And then we also have live business trainings every month too. And I teach you the most essential things that you need to know to get started with building your coaching business. We have a private Facebook group, so you can constantly be asking questions in there all week. And so my thing is, like, I don't want you to wait till October to start building your coaching business. I want you to start now. So that way you're really ready for coach training in the fall. So it's really cool because this membership would normally be $300 a month. And over 6 months, that's $1,800. So you're saving $1,800 by getting started now.
Wow, I love saving money.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, you get to have a private coaching session with me and really understand what it's like to work with a coach. And I can help you with anything in your personal life, or, you know, mentoring you in your business. And it's a really awesome deal. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I dropped the link for the membership in the chat if you want to read what's included.
Okay. Thank you.
So then, Joy, this membership, you also get access to it for free during coach training as well, and then up to 6 months after you graduate. Because what I found, Joy, is I've interviewed and talked with hundreds of life coaches over the past years, and a lot of coaches that go through coach training, they feel like after graduation, like all their support just gets dropped off. And then they're like, I don't have a community anymore. I don't know what to do. And then they lose momentum. And I don't want that to happen to my students. So you keep getting support from me in the membership 6 months after you graduate as well. So you get so much support in this program. And so you don't have to do this alone. And it's just, I attract the most amazing, incredible human beings that are so just like passionate, and they all support each other. All the women become friends, they come close, and it's just such a like tight-knit community. It's beautiful.
Sounds like everything I need. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest cheerleader is my fiance. He's the one that helped me take this from thought to reality. So
Wow.
that's a great thing.
That to have the support of your partner is huge. There's so many women who don't have that. So I absolutely love that he's like helping you in this process already.
He doesn't like that I hate my job. He'd rather see me doing something with the years of experience I have. So this is a start.
Yeah, of course he wants you to be happy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's hard. It's hard when you wake up every day and you're like, I don't like what I do. And then on top of it, like you said, doing it from your house, so you can't like escape it. It's there all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Joy, I remember when my last year of as working as a floor nurse, and I started my coaching business, and I was just so excited. Like I couldn't wait to rush home from my nursing shift and get started working with my one-on-one clients, and like starting to build my life coaching business is what like got me through that last year of nursing. Cause like I said, I hated being a nurse, but just having hope that there was a different way to help people and, you know, make money on my own terms, like that made my job feel a little bit more bearable for a while before I transitioned. So maybe that'll help you too with that.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to do that. It's not easy, but it's a means to an end, and I'll just stay focused on that.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm even hoping that at some point then I'll be able to set like a date, a goal date that, okay, I'll do this until this date. You know, I'll keep working for my job until this date. As this becomes, you know, takes more form, you know, gets more definitive, this idea of being a life coach, then that's my goal, is to be able to set a date. And then that will be what I push myself towards, is what I need to accomplish, like my certification or my ICF credentials or a certain number of clients or whatever I want to, you know, whatever I want, equipment, but whatever I want to set up towards that, to set that goal and focus all my energy on that.
And that's something we can help you to focus on in the membership, is creating that exit strategy for yourself and figuring out like what needs to happen for you to leave your full-time job and become a full-time nurse, or nurse. Oh my gosh, so sorry. A full-time life coach, and just helping you to figure out like how much money do you need saved up to feel safe making that decision. And like as we were talking about earlier, I'm not like that fluffy person that's like, just go do what you love. And like, I really do believe you have to have a realistic plan and you have to feel safe. There's some level of safety that you need to feel and experience in order to take the risk you need to take. So I'll very much be able to help you to guide you with that decision. And, like you said, figure out your own deadlines and really help you to break down that goal so you know what it is that you're working towards, and it's not just like a pipe dream of like, oh, someday I'll start making money and I'll do my life coaching business full time. Like, no, I want it to be your reality as soon as like you're ready for it.
Yeah, well, I'm almost 60 years old, so my someday is right now, and this is my time, so I'm ready.
Absolutely. I love that mindset.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kathryn, are you in a place where you can ask some of your questions?
Yes, I am. And congratulations, Miss Joy,
Thank you.
on
I-
your newness.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm excited. So pretty much with me, the thing is, I just want to just give you all a little feedback from what I've heard. So I do think it is very important to have a support system, even after you do launch off and get your certification, and just even, just get more, just to get more how do you say credentials? Even as you, okay, credentials. Even as you get credentials, it's just good to have support. Because as you launch off, you'll have, you may have certain not patients, clients that may come to you that may be different, maybe somebody you can't work with. But even in the training, I know that as they go through the process or go through the schooling, you all will just let them know what type of clients that they will be working with, depending on the life coaching that they will be doing. But it's just always good to have that support. So my thing is just working on my target audience, just knowing, like I was just explaining to y'all at the beginning, where I'm being led, just with self-healing and just helping people find their worth. I know it's dealing with, like a life coach, dealing with just healing. And I don't want to just say healing, but I wouldn't know what a life coach would be called. Like I was just telling you, I'm still just learning and just trying to understand what that may be. So I'm still working on that. Not saying just because I got certified, I'm going to just jump out there, but I am going to just actually see what it is that I am going to be doing as far as just life coaching. I do know most definitely it is something for me, the field that I'm in. Because I know that the people that I'm dealing with, they're like my mentees. I do deal with a lot of younger females. I want to say like in the age bracket of 22 maybe to 30. I want to say in that age range, and they're dealing with relationships, just getting over relationships. So that's why I say I know that would be where I would be led to life coaching, because I always help them get over, I let them know what I got through. So just knowing, that my process and where I would be going, just get where I'm certified at, it would be just separating and drawing the line. So my question is, just building my clientele, and how would I be able to just be able to draw the line, because just giving it away for free, the information that I was giving away for free for so long, it's like I would have to draw the line, like, okay, I'm a life coach now, so like you have to pay. But like I don't want to make it seem like like, okay, I mean, I don't know, like, so that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to see like where would I go from there, because I know you did say that you don't want to just say, hey, I got a certificate and I'm a life coach now, and then even if I do get the credentials for it, like, is it just the branding, is the content, like how would I draw the line?
Let me make sure I'm understanding you, Kathryn. So
Okay.
are you working with clients for free right now? And are you wondering when to start like charging for your coaching services?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I can help you to figure that out. And this certification program that you went through, like, is it a ICF certified program?
Let me make sure. It was with New Skills Academy, and it's CPD certified.
I'm not familiar with that. CPD. Okay, but it's not ICF. Okay, but
No.
so you took the time to go through your training, you got certified, so that's good. So, I mean, basically it's up to you whenever you feel ready to start charging for your coaching. Like nobody's going to be able to make that decision for you except for yourself.
Mhm.
So my question is like, what do you think is the biggest thing right now that's holding you back from starting to find paying clients?
Nothing. So the thing is, so next month, come May, I am going to take like brand photos. Even for my business, for my lash business, I'm taking rebranding photos.
Mhm.
So I was going to do a little promoting then, but just like, I guess it's just the confidence part, just letting everybody know, hey, I'm going to be doing this life coaching, and just finding out the prices, and just understanding how it really is to be a life coach. I just think it's something bigger than me. So I'm just really trying to step out in that, knowing that I've been doing this. It's just the not just the name title, but it's just something different. It's just a different feel for me. It's just letting everybody know, look, I can help you. So I'm just thinking about the people I'm going to draw. So I think it's just the unknown part of what I'm going to, just draw near to me once I do just branch off into life coaching, and just knowing that my schedule is going to kind of shift.
Mhm. Yeah. And I heard you say that you feel like maybe the confidence piece might
Mhm.
be the biggest thing holding you back right now. So what would confidence look like for you at this time?
Just actually being able to know, like, say for instance, excuse me, if I do get a certain client, and it's just certain things that I may have to just be able to help them with, like, I don't want to lead them the wrong way. Just going off of experiences, or how I may have got through. I want to be able to know, that I'm coaching them the right way, and not just doing it off experience. Like, I don't know if it's a right or a wrong way to coach somebody. So that's what I'm basically saying, like, the confidence part in that, because I can tell you, my experiences and what I went through and how I got over things all day, but that may not be able, to help that person in whatever situation they may be trying to go forth, or whatever goals they may be trying to reach. It may be something bigger than what I'm doing.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I heard you say, I want to make sure I'm coaching the right way. So
Hmm.
how will you know that you're coaching the right way?
I won't know until I do it. I won't know. So that's the unknown part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And to be honest, there's really no right way to coach.
Hmm.
I mean, like, what I teach in my program is to teach the ICF way of coaching, but there's
Hmm.
hundreds of ways to coach people. And, yeah, you're going to have to, find your own style of coaching. And, obviously the more you practice, the easier it gets. And that's why I
Hmm.
always recommend for people to start coaching as soon as possible, and get those pro bono clients and start practicing, and because that's what's going to get you to feel more confident and understand like what your clients are asking for support around, and what works and what doesn't work. And have you, like, how many clients have you worked with, like in a long-term coaching package?
Okay, so pretty much just starting off, I've just worked with two people, and I want to say it has been over 2 years. I've been working with these people, just pretty much just helping them just pursue goals, and just going through the process of just healing, and just helping them to just stay forth even with their parenting. But just far as just letting them know, like, I'm doing this coaching thing, or I'm mentoring them, like, it's not something that I've just let them know that's what I'm doing. It was just something that I've done because, it was just where I was led to helping them. It was just like that connection, and we just been together since then.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing that they've stayed with you for that long, and you've gotten sounds like you've gotten a lot of practice coaching them.
Hmm.
Um, so I can imagine that you could probably get some pretty powerful testimonials from them,
Hmm.
right?
Right. Yes.
So that's good. And then you can also ask them for referrals as well.
Okay.
right? Because that's how I built my coaching business in the beginning. Was I started to coach a few people for free, and then they were getting so excited by all the results they were getting, and they started telling all their friends and family members. And then I just started like hiring people based on referrals.
Okay. And that's something else I thought about doing. Like doing like a 7-day or 21-day challenge. Just getting people, the audience and stuff drawn in to whether it be self-healing or just a self-care challenge.
Yeah.
And just getting them involved and motivated. And then at the end, just offer, my life coaching if I do decide to branch off into that. But that was just some ideas and thoughts I've been thinking about doing before I do start the process of trying to be, just be a life coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a fabulous idea.
Thank you.
I love that. And yeah, Kathryn, if you decide moving forward, if you want to join our coaching membership, that's always an option as well. We have a lot of coaches in there who've gone certified through other coach training programs, but they're looking for that additional support with building their business and finding paying clients and, just setting things, like getting their contracts set up and the online scheduler and the payment systems and, just filling in all the gaps. So that's like my most favorite thing to help, newly graduated coaches with, is just helping to give you the confidence and all the tools you need to start to find paying clients and getting paid to do this work. So I'm more than happy after this to email you and I'll share you the membership link. And that's something you can decide if you'd want to do moving forward. And we'd love to have you in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for being on this call. And looks like we're at the end of our time. So does anyone have like any last minute thoughts or questions before we start to wrap up?
I'll just narrow it down to one. ICF, is it really internationally recognized?
It is. It's the top credentialing body for coaches in the world.
It's important to me because I still have a lot of international connections.
Ooh, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, so Joy, with like my decision process when I was starting to, someone just came onto the call. Okay, when I was starting to research coach training programs, I was like looking at all the different accreditations out there, and there's a few, but ICF is, like I said, the most recognized in the world. And so I thought to myself, like, okay, worst case scenario, my coaching business doesn't work out and I want to be a coach for like a company or a corporation or something. What is it that they would need to see to hire me on as a professional coach? And so I started looking at all these different job applications for professional coaches. And guess what? The number one thing I found is you have to have your ICF credentials. Wow. So that felt good to me, to have that backup plan that, okay, if I got tired of running my business or if my business didn't work out, I could still practice as a coach as long as I had my ICF credentials. Because I knew, I was like, I'm fully committed to being a coach. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm so obsessed with it. So I think it's nice to like have that backup plan too, and that more and more companies are recognizing coaches, but they are requiring you to have your ICF credentials.
Thank you. And I'll save all the other questions for when I'm in class.
All right.
Kathryn, just so you know, the link for the membership is in the chat if you want to check that out.
Yeah.
Thank you. I saved it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Joy and Kathryn and Liz, for hopping on here today. It's been a delight. And then for anybody who's going to watch on the replay, I'm going to send this out tomorrow. I hope this was, able to help you answer your questions and give you more clarity of what you need around making this decision. And it's a big decision going through coach training. I say, like, don't take this decision lightly. And you want to make sure that like this is something you're fully committed to. And I definitely recognize that so many of us have other obligations. We have full-time jobs or we have kids or other things, but you can make this work out. And this is so much more than just learning how to be a coach. Like, this is saying yes to a whole new identity, a whole new way of living life, saying yes to a whole new community, just loving yourself more, being more confident. Like, that's what I love about coaching is you cannot stay the same person as you become a coach, because you are just going to so like grow and flourish. And my program really is set up in a way to where you get to transform your own life while learning how to transform other lives too.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, sleep well, everyone. I will see you online. Joy, I will send you a follow-up email after this, and congrats on your decision. We're so excited to have you in the fall class.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Kathryn.